Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Duo Group Ironman. For the last couple of videos, we've been trying to accumulate raffle tickets for the group Boss Bash raffle. So we've kind of been a bit all over the place with bossing and Slayer and stuff. But this video, I want to switch the focus over to Chambers of Xeric. I've done a decent amount of Raids 1 in my time. I have about 1000 KC on my UIM, but I've never done solos before. Well, I think I did like one solo on my hardcore as a joke that took me like 3 hours or something, but that doesn't really count as actually learning solos and learning the 4-to-1 method. And I actually did do solo raids in the previous league as well, but the fragments were so OP and Ulm went down before I could even like actually get into 4-to-1 because I was just doing so much damage. So this video, the goal is going to be at least trying out solo raids and seeing if I enjoy them. And if I do enjoy them, then I'll keep on doing them. But it's something I've been wanting to do for so long. I couldn't really do them on the UIM because of the limited inventory space, and I'd have to drop items on the ground. If I DC'd, I would lose all my stacks of noted potions that I dropped, and I had pretty bad gear too. On my hardcore, I didn't do it because I was just rushing to max as fast as possible, and that was just my only goal for the account. But now I feel like this account is just like free and open to do whatever I want whenever I want. And what I want to do right now is solo raids. I've been looking at all these different setups and weighing my options, and I kind of almost want to go in with Elite Void, not because it's the best DPS, which it probably isn't, and it's low defense, but just to minimize the switches, which I feel like would be really important for learning, because I feel like the most important thing would just be learning 4-to-1. No matter how long it takes me, I'll probably die a bunch of times, but as long as I can learn 4-to-1 and get the basics down and like minimize the switches and have more room for staminas, I feel like that would be better. Now, before we hop into the raids, first we have a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the global leader in men's grooming tools and hygiene solutions. Manscaped has all the tools that you need for head-to-toe grooming in their performance package bundle. We got ball toner, we got ball deodorant. It comes with the weed whacker as well, which is their air and nose hair trimmer, which is very important. You don't want to be plucking those. And most importantly, the Lawnmower 4.0, which is cordless, waterproof, rechargeable, and it has a built-in light, which is very, very useful. Manscaped just recently released their new collection of anti-chafing high-performance boxers, and I gotta tell you, they're very soft and very comfy, and I've been wearing them a lot. There's now more than 6 hey, keep your eyes up there, that's where the boxers are. There's now more than 6 color combinations to choose from. Some are more suited for business, and others more suited for pleasure. So go to manscaped.com, and to get 20% off your order plus free international shipping, make sure to use my code MUDKIP20 at checkout, because you know what they say, when you see the Manscaped brand, you know you've got yourself a Manscaped man. Thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Man, it takes so long to scout a raid, and I almost feel like with an Ironman you need to use an alt to scout for you, because you need to like leave to grab like a salve or pick, or well, you don't need to like grab them, but it helps. But here's the first raid that I'm going to attempt to do all by myself. Yes, Ice Demon with a blowpipe. It's not the rooms that are going to be a struggle for me, I think. For the most part, I'm not doing any of the Vs. It's just Ulm that might be a bit of an issue, but I have so much experience doing raids, which sounds kind of arrogant, but I feel like I'm pretty proficient at just the rooms of the raids. I got my Mudadile Hunter Lance is just tearing through them right now. I don't have 90 Herblore, so I can't make my own of the higher tier overloads, but luckily, as long as I have Mud or Tech in a raid, I don't need to be able to make my own because they drop them. And I feel like pretty much any raid you scout is at least going to have one or the other. Didn't get locked out at Tecton. Feels good. That was just 2 down. Very smooth. Blowpipe around the corner, blowpipe around the corner, on pace, on pace, on pace. Wait, is that it? There's only 3 mystics in total for solo? It's pretty good. Oh man, someone keeps PKing all the Buchus. I hate these freaking noobs. Okay, well, I've watched over Soup's 4-to-1 guide multiple times, but at the end of the day, you can only really learn by just going in there and doing it. I do know how to do the mage part. That was really easy to learn. I learned that in the league. I need to make sure this is switched to accurate and not long range. And yeah, I'm gonna psych myself up or pump myself up and we'll head in there. So I can do this right away. I'll just hit there, then you wait, boom. Am I in it? Wait for empty event. Oh, I think I did it. I think I was in it. Dude, I think I got it. Wait, hold on. Okay, I have to do a 3-to-1 here. And then, okay. And just do 4-to-1 here, empty event right here. Oh, dude, I can't, dude, I'm freaking getting it, dude. No way. Come on, don't reset. Please, yes. Okay, so my first ever try, I made it to the head phase with this amount of supplies, so it's not looking too good for me at this point. At least I made it this far, that's cool. And there goes the points, but yeah, I made a lot of extra supplies, so I should be good. After the longest head phase in the history of OSRS, we've completed the first solo raid on the GIM. I think I'm gonna bring in RCB and rebuild for head phase actually. Cause like also if you do that, then you could hit like, there's a weird rotation, like you hit here, then here, then here, and you could like take no damage or minimize a lot of damage on head phase. Versus with the blowpipe, it's just run 2 tiles, hit, run 2 tiles, hit, run 2 tiles, hit. So you're taking more damage on head phase that way. I'm also gonna not use the fire cape. I'll just camp the assembler the whole time because I want to. I want the extra inventory space. Round 2 with this epic setup. Let's try it. Oh, I should pre-stam at the bank. That'd be pretty nice to do, especially for learning because I don't want to waste these stamina doses right now. I'm starting to understand how to get into the 4-to-1 cycle more and more, which if you didn't know, 4-to-1 means for every 4 hits you do, Olm only gets to do 1 hit on you. Because of the way Olm's attacks work in cycles, doing this method also means you get to skip his special attacks, which are the crystals, lightning, and teleports. And instead, the only hits you receive are the normal range/mage attacks, or the phase-specific attacks like the acid trail or flame wall, for example. Getting into the 4-to-1 cycle requires pretty much tick-perfect timing, and I'd highly recommend Soup's 4-to-1 guide for anyone who's starting solo raids, and so far it's helped me a lot. I think it really helps to be proficient at team raids, especially if you've done 4-to-1 melee skipping in teams. It kind of gives you an intuitive feeling for when Olm's head is going to turn, which I feel like is the most important skill to have when learning this. I made it to head phase with this amount of supplies left. I think we might do it, but I'm not going to get too arrogant quite yet. That's how the mighty fall. Oh, there's 100. Beautiful. Yes, I didn't die. Oh my god. Yes, undying raider. I didn't die in the whole raid is what that means. Oh my god. 48 minutes, 32k points. See, it was worth it for me to not bring the fire cape and only camp the assembler. Although you could argue I'd have more DPS if I brought the fire cape, so maybe it balances out, I don't know. Either way, that's so freaking cool. I did a raid without dying. Ooh, I set up this safe spot so now I can just safely AFK with the RCB here. Crossbows are really nice. In the past, I've always just done shamans with the blowpipe and I let my teammates with T-bows just carry me through, but I can do this too when I'm on my own. What did I just do? Shazine Specialist. Also, if you have shamans, I would very highly recommend bringing in an anti-poison or antidote or something. Otherwise, you'll have to make this anti-poison potion, which I'm very glad they added into raids. Like the second I started the raid, I was like, oh, right, shamans, I forgot the anti. Oh well, still faster than scouting a new raid. Here's the supplies I have left for head phase. I don't think I'm gonna make it though, unfortunately. No, dude, he was almost dead too. My stats were like drained all the way down. No. I made a lot of mistakes though, so I know how I can do better for next time. Oh, dude, this is not good. Oh no. It's so frustrating because he's so close to dying. Oh man, all right, let's see what loot we get this time. Cool. I am out of food, but I figured I can just like do this, hit them, and then when I go out of the range here and then I run back in, they're not going to be aggressive to me, so I can take no damage doing it this way if I get desperate for situations like right now. Oh, I didn't die. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Arcane Prayer Scroll. It's not the most ideal one, but that's still so good. Okay, let's grab the Arcane Prayer Scroll and I'm going to read it and learn Augury. Yes. And there it is, Augury, with the beautiful yellow pixel on it. With Mystic Might, it increases your magical attack and defense by 15%, but with Augury, it increases your magic attack and defense by 25% and your defense by 25%. So it's like having the defensive piety along with it. It's so cool though, and satisfying. My second ever solo raid without dying at Ulm, and we actually got a freaking purple. My personal points for all the raids I've done so far are 875k, which means I should have expected to see pretty much exactly 1 drop in my name by now, so 2 drops is pretty lucky. And the cool thing about Group Ironman is that even if I get a second arcane later on, that's still gonna be really good because Spook's still gonna need it. But we agreed beforehand that because I'm more of the PVMer, that I should be the one that uses the scrolls first if/when we do get them. I mean, when we get them. Gotta stay positive. And dude, this raid's just a mess, dude. And no back-to-back, what a shocker. This is tough. Like, I feel like I'm basically doing raids with budget gear. Oh my god, please. Oh no. Oh, don't double reset, please. Please. This is my last raid. Okay, I'm done raiding for a little while. Getting extremely frustrated, and that is not a fun way to play the game. I spent all of last night, maybe a total of like 5 or 6 hours fishing Karambwans, and then I moved over to sharks, and after all that, I'm like just over 1/3 of the way through the fishing level. But it is a fresh day, and now it is time to play the game. Whoa, 10 KC at Corrupt Gauntlet. I am now a master after 10 KC. Gauntlet Master. Oh, we got the regular crystal weapon seed. Wow. Another crystal weapon seed. I took a whole day off from doing raids, but over the last day I was watching some Ulm guides, and I think I'm feeling a bit more confident. So today we're gonna head back in, unless I get frustrated and I'm gonna leave again. Oh my god, dude. It's always so stressful at the end, but I did not die the whole raid, and got a PB as well. I think every raid I've had like 1 extra full stamina at the end of Ulm, so I'm going to replace 1 stamina with a restore for Ulm. When I first started soloing a couple days ago, I thought I knew how to mage run, but sometimes the head wouldn't turn properly and it would completely mess me up. But after watching some more guides last night, I figured out I'm actually not running mage properly, and I figured out what the problem was. If you splash your hit from the far right tile, then there's a chance that the head won't turn all the way to the left when you run back, and instead there's a chance it might just stay in the middle. So when that happens, as you can see here, I hit once on that tile near the middle, then immediately start running to the left tile as soon as I get my hit in. And then after touching that left tile, I don't hit from there, but I just immediately run back to the right side, and by doing that, I can avoid Ulm's attack if I'm tick perfect. Within the Tile Indicators plugin on RuneLite, the True Tile feature is extremely useful because it shows where your character actually is, even if your character doesn't visually appear there. I mentioned that when you splash your hit from the right tile, there's a chance that the head won't turn, but there's a chance that the head does in fact still turn. I was saying that after you do your hit from the middle tile, you would run to the left tile, but sometimes Ulm's head does turn, and if that happens, you need to immediately start running back the other way to the right. And I'll be showing a few examples on screen, so I hope that helps make it make more sense. But if you run more than 2 tiles to the left after that hit in the middle, then it's too late and you're going to take a hit. It's kind of weird, like you have to always be anticipating that the head can still turn even after a splash, and just always be ready to run back the opposite way with just a tick's notice. Oh, look at all the supplies I had left over. That means improvement. I think the getting better at mage running really helped a lot. Let's see, I did Not So Special Lizard, Perfect Ulm Solo, and it was a PB, 37.5 minutes. Lucky number of gold ore. Perfect Ulm is kill Ulm in a solo without taking damage from these things. I didn't realize I did that. And then kill Ulm in a solo without letting him use the special attacks in his second to last phase. Oh. I feel a lot more comfortable with Ulm now. The only thing is the head phase is very, very slow with the RCB. I think I used the most amount of supplies on the last phase, on the head phase. Because every raid is like 45 or 50 minutes, plus a little bit of time for scouting too, I'm able to do a birdhouse run in between each raid, so it's almost like net 0 bruise. I mean, minus the toad flags, but then again, I also do get toad flags from raids, so maybe it does kind of balance out. And then also, while I'm doing that, I'm scouting on my main, so being super efficient RuneScape player. For the tightrope room, this is what I started doing so I could take no damage from the rangers. I mark the tile where they lose aggro if I run to that tile. I switch my crossbow to long range, I sip a stam, and then run back and forth from that de-aggro tile and hitting them. Just go back and forth. And I'm not sure if this is a real method people normally do, because I didn't really watch guides for the rooms, I just watched guides for Ulm. But I just figured this out on my own, and it seems to still get the room done pretty fast. See, this is the amounts of supplies I have by the last phase, but we'll see how much I end up with after this. The freaking slow room crossbow. And this is the supplies I end up with after head phase. Let's see the loot. Beautiful. So good. Oh, I saw these dragon knives in the chat box, and I just had like a throwback to when raids first came out, or for the first like couple years of raids. The dragon sword, harpoon, and thrown axes all came from raids, so a little bit of nostalgia there. And that is another raid. Oh my god, I love all the herbs. 40 torsos. Remember before I mentioned how melee skipping in team raids helps with the intuition for soloing? I just wanted to show this clip of me getting into 4-1 that was like solely based off intuition. I have no idea about the tick count or whatever. I've legit just spent 1,000 hours doing team raids, and a lot of melee skipping just kind of makes you know, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. And here's a clip of me trying to figure out a pattern for the falling crystals while staying in 4-1. And I know I'll figure it out eventually, but I just thought it'd be fun to show my progress so far with this because, well, this is a progress video. When I was doing melee skipping in team raids, I remember I had my own patterns down for the falling crystals, for the acid run, etc. But it feels like I need to slightly adjust them so that they work for solos. But something else I learned melee skipping in team raids was dodging flame walls while skipping, because sometimes the whole team would forget to bring waters, and if you got caught in a flame wall, then everyone would laugh at you. So I was kind of forced to learn how to dodge the flame wall out of necessity, and luckily that skill kind of translates over into solos. And another deathless raid. I'm starting to run a bit low on the Ruby Bolts E. This is all I have. But when I was doing Sepulchre last week, I got a bunch of adamant bolts, so I don't have to waste my own addy bars to make these. I have over 6,000 of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and convert some of these into Ruby Bolts E. Wait, how many rubies do I have? Oh, okay, I got heaps. Remember I was kind of saying before that you can sort of upkeep certain things from raids, like the supplies that you use? Well, here's another example of something, because you get rubies from raids and you get addy ore from raids. It's so crazy to me how fast you can make these bolts when you have a bank. Like the last time I really did this was on the UYM, and what I had to do on that account was go to ABNCs, get their noted addy bar drops, go to the Wizards Guild, buy chaos runes, sell the chaos runes in the Czar City for tackle, then use the tackle to buy rubies or diamonds or whatever it was that I was making. And I would have to set like half a day aside just to restock on my bolts. Versus now on this account, I'm just kind of casually doing this in between raids while I'm scouting on my main. There's also a one tick method you could do if you want to like be super speedy with this, but I'm just chilling. And that is over 1,500 Ruby Bolts E just made. So we are set for a lot more raids in the future, Saradomin, and whatever other stuff that we're going to use it for. But we're currently at 48 KC. We'll do 2 more. We'll get to 50 KC for this video. Didn't die again. All right, 1 more raid. Oh, great. 50 KC. I just barely made it through this raid. I was struggling. I messed up a lot, but I made through without dying. I was very, very convinced I would die, and we got some toilet paper. Hey, 50 KC also coincides with the fact that I will now be ranked on the high scores for Chambers of Xeric. Granted, the KC isn't really what matters, it's the points that matter, so we're at almost 1.2 million points. And I'm gonna go AFK, probably barb fish for the rest of the night because I have a lot to edit. I just really want to show my dinner today because Spook made Mexican food. We had like a taco night. She made all the different bowls of the different toppings and stuff, and we made tacos, and Mexican food is my favorite kind of food. I'm so excited to try this. And she also made these drinks with like mango and rum and agave and lime, and it's like a slushy too, and it's so good. And this stuff, oh my god, this stuff is so good too. The chipotles and adobo sauce, this stuff is so freaking good. Okay, dinner time. I have spent, it looks like 3 to 4 hours fishing tonight, and we are getting level 88 fishing. Oh, hey, that's 2050 total too. Cool. I'm pretty happy with myself this video. Just a couple days ago, I barely knew anything about solo raids, and now I can almost every time make it through the whole raid without dying, so I'm pretty proud of myself. And next video, I'll probably end up doing at least some more solo raids and some other stuff too. But with that said, make sure you check out my duo teammate SpookDog's channel, which you can find the link to in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again next time.